Hello there, welcome back. This is Just with Hetty. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, and share. Now let's get into it. But before we do, if you haven't seen the first two episodes of this series, you are missing out. Go check it out. I have also linked it in this video so you can see the previous one and then the other ones in the other videos as well, linked. Now, in the US, my social security card came. I got married at, I think, 28. Yeah, 28, heading towards 29. Yeah. And so I'm just here waiting, hoping that I'll be blessed with the fruit of the womb. I thought I was pregnant. And so I kept telling my husband, let's go check. You never know. Can you get me a pregnancy test kit? He got me one of those. I checked. It said I was pregnant. So let's go do an actual test in the clinic to be sure. We make an appointment. He takes me to the clinic and then we go check it out. And they said, if it's positive, they will not give me a call back. If it's negative, they will call me back. I was like, cool. Let's see how this plays out. So I'm just excited. And then I got this call. But before the call came, my cycle came. Aww. It was so heartbreaking. Initially, I thought I had miscarried because I did a home pregnancy test and it turned out positive. So what is happening? And then as soon as I came out of the bathroom, I didn't even know how to tell my husband. And let's say 2 minutes tops, I got a call and it was a clinic. And they said, we're sorry, but the pregnancy test turned out negative. It was a false pregnancy. It can happen. It happens more often than you think. And so don't worry, you're young. Keep trying. I was shorted. Okay? I was disappointed. I was, back to the drawing table. God, what is happening? Why would you do me like that? Like, we had a good thing going. I love surprises, but I don't like this kind of surprises. I was so disappointed. And then, mind you, like I said, I got to the US in November. And then around ending of November, that was when I did that test. And it turned out negative. As soon as the call came, my husband knew. I got into the room. I was in tears. I was bawling my eyes out. I was just crying. And then he came in the room and was like, what is wrong with you? What is it? Yeah, I'm so disappointed. I wanted to get pregnant so bad. And I was like, bruh, ma'am, chill. You just got married. Can we enjoy ourselves? If it happens, that is God's will. But can we just enjoy this whole honeymoon phase that we got going on? Because you just got here. Relax. And so, whilst I was waiting in Ghana, he would come, we would try, and nothing would happen. But prior to that, before I even met him, I had one day said to God that I wanted to have my children overseas. Apparently, he had also said the same thing. And that was even before we both, traveled. And so I had said this thing way, 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 way back. And so I believe my angel on duty that day took that word, stamped it in my book, and the chapter is still unfolding. We're on this phase, so just chill. So when we were in Ghana, we were trying, nothing was happening. And then one day he just sat me down and said, babe, I once said this thing that I didn't want to have my kids here in Ghana. I wanted to have them overseas. So just maybe that's what's happening. I'm like, really? I also said that one time. He said, well, enjoyment it is. Let's just chill then. And so when I got to the US and that happened, that false pregnancy happened, I was shorted. And it was because growing up, there was this thing in our family that I heard that if you're married, pregnancy becomes an issue, and there were so many people in the family that were married and they didn't have babies. And I'm talking 12, 15 years, no kids. And so the devil brought that whole thing. It came flooding to me. Remember that covenant in the family? If you're not married, just try and boom, you got a baby. You got a baby, you got a baby, you got a baby, you got a baby. But when you get married, it becomes a battle. And so when the devil brought that thing to me, it came into my mind. What word did I have to counter that thing that came into my mind? I said to myself, affliction will not arise a second time. Greater is he that is in me than he who is in the world. God said everything that he's going to give to me is going to come from him. So there is no way this is going to be my story. I'm not going to be one of those. That is not my legacy. And mind you, the people in my family that were not having kids, some of them were like married to pastors. So it wasn't like they didn't know Christ. But there was something that God put in me to do. I'm a worshiper. That is what I do. I love it. That is why I feel like David resonates with me so much. You know, I step into worship. And oh, baby, you know, when you worship, God has to come down and take the worship himself. He doesn't send angels. He has to come down and take that worship. Because that's why all this beef with the devil is. You know that, right? Worship. My God came through for me. And when I tell you he came through for me,
I can't help it, I just gotta praise God.
I just took a seat back, relaxed. I got in the US by November, but by December 6th, I took another pregnancy test. The clinic didn't call me back. I called the clinic back like, yo, what happened? Oh, didn't the nurse tell you, we told you if you were pregnant after the test, we're not going to call you back, remember? Congratulations, ma'am.
I can't help it, I just gotta praise God. When I think about what he did in my life.
The Lord, I was pregnant with my first child. And when you're not married in the family, you don't have kids. And most of, on my father's side, and most of these kids that were born out of wedlock, majority, I can say, maybe 95% of them are all girls. I had a boy. When I tell you God was breaking generational curses using me for my family, as soon as I got pregnant with my son, my cousin, who had been married for over 16 years back home in Ghana, was so excited to hear that I was pregnant. She actually threw a baby shower in Ghana in honor of my pregnancy. She went berserk. She ordered stuff, sharing things to people. She had posters celebrating. She had a whole naming for my baby. When my baby was not even in Ghana, I sent her pictures with my baby. So she had a picture framed. She had a whole celebration. Mind you, at the time she was celebrating, she didn't even know she was pregnant. So when God blesses your friend or your neighbor, be thankful with them. Celebrate with the people who are celebrating, and God will honor you as you celebrate others. I got to America November 14th. By December 6th, your girl was pregnant, and I had a boy, which was unheard of from my lineage. Sip on that. Now, this pregnancy was not easy. Remember, I was breaking an Asian door, because by me being pregnant, someone else in my family that was married and was not pregnant for over 16 years got pregnant. She also had a boy. Talk about God showing up and showing out. Our God is a showman. He showed up and showed out. I had a boy. She had a boy, and it was all around celebration. Okay? You hear me? So now, this is a covenant child that broke generational curses, Asian doors, and that pregnancy did not come easy. We're gonna end here. Come next week and hear what I went through carrying this child. When I tell you the devil tried, or God tried harder, you know that we are not fighting against flesh and blood, but against principalities in high places. We're gonna end this here. I love you. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you on another episode. You go be great. And remember, the story is still being written. If God has not written you off and you have life, the story is still being written. and have hope because you know who owns tomorrow. I love you so much. Be great and enjoy your week. Mwah. See ya.